bringing you news and information from around the cattle industry. This is NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
He was an influential leader in the cattle industry. Ken Monfort is the subject of a new book called Kenny's Shoes by beef industry writer Walt Barnhart. And today, Walt has joined us in the studio to tell us a little bit more about this in-depth look at Ken Monfort. Welcome, Walt.
Thank you, Susie.
You know, first, for those who aren't familiar with the name, can you tell us a little bit about Ken Monfort?
Sure. Ken Monfort was really a 20th century beef industry pioneer. Grew up on a cattle feedlot operation north of Greeley, Colorado, and joined his father in that operation in 1950. And if they'd have stayed in cattle feeding, they would have done a great job, but he had bigger things in mind.
Terrific. The Monforts are a well-known family in Colorado. Can you tell me a little bit more about their impact and why the title Kenny's Shoes?
Well, Kenny's Shoes is really about Kenny, and he was Kenny to just about everybody he ever met. Okay. And his shoes, I interviewed about 90 people for this book, and each of them had an interesting story about Kenny Monfort that they wanted to share. And I put a lot of them in the book, and there are several of them about his shoes. He occasionally wore mismatched shoes.
Oh.
Didn't care about his fashion at all, but he was a brilliant businessman and just a fascinating human being.
That sounds like a fascinating human being. You know, you've made it sound very interesting, and I know people are going to want to know, where can we get this book?
Well, I have the retail version of the book is going to be available probably November 1st through Amazon.com and leading booksellers' websites. Okay. But I have printed some up front, and I have a supply of books. So if they want to go to the Cattleman to Cattleman website, there's a way to get a copy of the book.
Fantastic. Walt, thanks so much for being on the show and sharing this book with us.
Well, thank you.
For more information on the book, Kenny's Shoes, head to our website, cattlemantocattleman.org.